Oh, seriously?
No
Seriously?
way. No.
So many more drones are coming out right now. We do have the beginnings of a push. This doesn't look like it's a push that's necessary. Oh, is that a tank in there?
Yeah,
This is going to be committed. I stand corrected. I said it was not going to be, but we've seen this happening more and more. Even with the sentry pocketed in that game. Oh my God!
Oh my!
I almost choked when that happened. Mid-sentence.
That was brutal right there.
He needs to leave now.
Yeah.
Right now.
That is not how you want that to go. Well, it looks like this little army is gonna have to get out of here. Looking at what's going on, it looks like some Lurker tech is on the way. I'll be interested to see what Rogue wants to do with that. And of course, he does have the Hive coming up. I think he might go, like, is he just gonna go Vipers, do you think, with this Hive, or are we also gonna see Ultralisk tech?
I think Ultralisk tech wouldn't be bad. I think Vipers are going to be more important to get these tanks like this coming up here, so Vipers first. Ultras, I think, are an inevitability if the game goes on long enough.
Especially with 2-2 melee upgrades already done.
Yeah,
it's
that
just fits it too well.
But yeah, I would have to say I think Vipers first because you can harpoon the tanks.
Yeah,
the Hydras just kill them.
I would
the tanks
definitely
don't get to do anything. And I don't know. I mean, you know, what Terran's doing here is Terran's expanding into the same area that Zerg is, so that Terran is both putting pressure on these expansions, but also defending the locations through the push line.
Yeah.
So,
well, that makes this base that he's dropping right now actually more important because it's the one that TaeJa can't really attack with any dedicated force. But look at this, rolling in right now. Oh, Baneling's connecting with those Marines for the most part, but a beautiful spread of siege tanks will keep him alive here.
Yeah, that might have been an overstep there by Rogue. Looks like the drop has been fended off. Or actually, he's going to unload it one more time, excuse me. This is
I think he's going to keep poking and prodding here, but as long as Rogue keeps a moderate amount of units nearby, he should be able to clear this out and keep this base going. I wouldn't even mind just seeing him throw down like 3 spines at a spore or something.
What do you think of the Lurkers here?
Well, I think that with the Hydras and the Vipers, the Lurkers can work really well. We've seen some very weird Lurker styles that sometimes work, sometimes don't.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's what this is. I think it's more like, this is a more tried and true type of composition where you have the Viper, Lurker, Hydra. It's kind of like a late game ZVZ set of units, and you can get a lot done with it. Vipers have a lot of utility.
Okay, that drop's going to get cleaned up eventually here. But this is really getting to the climax, at least so far in this game here. I mean, if Terran takes this position out, it's not going to be much more time before Terran takes this position above this out. These are the two expansions that are the closest together to each other than any other bases on the map. So it's, oh, hold on, we have another attack in here. Nice arcing with these Marines. Brutor-esque move right there. Harpoons one tank in, but there's so many tanks.
Yeah, gets a few of them there.
There's 2
TaeJa
factories,
doing a pretty good job. 3 factories.
3 factories.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I do love that out of TaeJa as well. I want to see him continue to create the siege tanks, but we'll see. 16 more Hydras on the way right now. Really starting to get some value out of these Vipers, as he does need to do.
Yeah, and that's what these Evo chambers are here for, by the way. You see,
well, he's not just getting upgrades?
He's just getting all the upgrades with the Martos. That's exactly what he's doing. Yeah, you just vampire the energy off of that and just continue.
Vampires aren't real, TaeJa. He's mosquitoing the energy off of that.
You know, it's been interesting watching these fights because the base below this is well defended, but this top base has had almost nothing here.
Right, some Lurkers running up for what looks to be an idea towards harassment. Yeah, I love it.
This is catchy, the Lurker.
The
with
one
SCs.
siege tank is just wrecking over there as far as defense goes.
Well, this seemed to be an error in judgment here by Rogue because these Lurkers did not pay for themselves at all. 6 o'clock is going to be taken. We're in that later phase of TVZ where nukes become common. And I think nukes actually, in the positions that we have, assuming Terran doesn't lose this spot we see over here due to this counterattack, if he can just continue pelting this location with nukes, I think this could be a really good move for Terran. But I don't see very many Terran anything over here right now.
Well, he definitely needs something here. It's really hard to break into these positions because if you move your siege tanks up, your opponent's going to utilize Vipers against them. So anyways, we have him actually pushing into this other base that was already damaged. He did put up those 3 spine crawlers as suggested, but with this big of an army, absolutely those aren't going to slow him down at all.
Okay, another push goes through here, and there's been a real shift in attention over what's important here as far as attacking and defending for Terran. Terran takes out the center right. This push over here from Rogue seems too feeble to actually take the spot out.
Continues to push in over on this other side. And look at this, man. TaeJa's taking additional bases down at the bottom as well. This is actually, like, very impressive from TaeJa, I want to say. Because, again, like, the beginning, the early parts of this game were really dominated by Rogue after eliminating that push. And here we have TaeJa. He's just kind of, like, altering where he's going back and forth. He went mass siege tanks for a bit. He switched it up. He's trying to abuse mobility here against the Lurkers, and it's working out pretty darn well.
Yeah. This drop is actually doing really well over here, right underneath all the overlords. I think that we might have TaeJa about to win this game, pushing over here in this spot. Again, reinforcements are being completely interrupted by that drop that's happening up over at the upper right. These Banes are going to drive this back, but they can easily regroup back at the planetary and then push back in again.
This is Marines might even get rid of this evolution chamber, and he stops melee +3. Kind of a big deal right there.
So this is just, I don't even know if you should keep repairing this or what. I don't see any plans from Terran to try to save this. We're actually missing a big attack in the middle of the map. It looks like something Terran's getting, there it is.
Ooh, nice parasitic bombs. A nice way to start to get cost efficient, which is exactly what Rogue does need to do. In the meantime, TaeJa gonna counterattack here into the 4th base once again. Sieges up some tanks. He has these ghosts here as well. Throwing down a couple snipes. Picks off a Lurker there.
I'm going to tell you something, this hatchery, if he doesn't save it now, the next spot, like I said earlier in this cast, is going to be at 12 o'clock, and that is a very short walk from here.
All right, he's trying to get in right now. Actually, yoinks in the siege tank and picks that off. The hatchery remains alive, but it has almost no health.
Okay, well, here comes some more snipes on these Lurkers. Additional Lurkers coming here to buffer. I can't believe this hatch is still alive. Has this hatch actually ever been killed off in this game?
No,
I feel like
there's
been more damage dealt to this hatchery than almost any hatchery we've had in a game. Yet it stays alive.
Stuff.
Yes.
It is bleeding pretty viciously right now, Tasteless.
Rogue is maxed out now. Still slightly behind in the upgrades here. I feel like we had nukes made, but did we ever have one shot?
We haven't yet.
Okay, that was right on.
Damn, Tasteless.
It's like some bad writing in this cast. Have you seen any nukes, Artos? Just
well, I have now, Tasteless. Here it comes. Whoa.
Oh, seriously?
No
seriously?
way.
No
way.
No.
What?
That never happened.
What?
One of the things I do as a caster is I always try to downplay the nuke as it comes because I don't want to mislead the audience. Because, like, almost always they actually get away from it and it is of little consequence. But this time,
well, you know what Rogue was thinking to himself? He's thinking, hey, if I'm going to lose this game, at least I'm going to make it to Reddit.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, the game certainly is not over as of yet. We still see, like, TaeJa is making, I think, tactically and strategically really awesome moves all over the place. But during actual engagements, he is being a bit outplayed. Yeah. There's better micro here from Rogue overall. He's getting a lot of good connections, and TaeJa's taking damage in that way. But it's not necessarily a knock on him, right? Like, I actually find it more impressive in a lot of ways, the way he's moving his army around and hitting all the weak points.
The hatchery's still here.
Somehow.
It's going to go down now, right?
It better.
Well, something keeps popping up.
He needs to scan again to get it.
Oh my God, it's going to live on.
This is absurd. I can't believe that has not
I feel
gone
like,
down.
yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. So the hatchery is still in this game.
71 health.
Yeah. And it's been in the red for a while. Okay? It's like healed up and then a few more shots go, but not enough to kill it.
Look at this one too.
All right.
A lot of damage on that. Ling's coming down to try to defend. He's just going to target this one down though.
I feel like you probably should be targeting down these hatches a little bit. I understand the idea. The theory is that you just try to set your army up well enough that it can do well on its own and continue on to the next task. Instead of just being preoccupied in this one spot, you could probably set up 3 or 4 more attacks, macro out a little bit better. Oh my god, he's still just barely in range, but no vision here.
It's going to be mined out eventually and not even matter anymore.
Oh, he's actually not in range still.
Oh, I like that. He actually takes on the Overseer as well. Still not going to kill this hatch.
Yep, tank's still not in range. 12 o'clock is going to mine out here as well, right?
Actually,
I think it is.
yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you're
it's
right.
funny, we've been watching fights over these bases for so long, but even if Terran ends up denying that position, it doesn't matter as much because Zerg got all the funding out of that spot.
Yeah, if they keep it alive and actually mine it out, you know, it comes down to like, is killing that important or is just being cost efficient against their units being the important thing?
Terran continues to grow into the upper left.
That's going to scrape it, right?
Yeah. No, I bet it lives. Nah, never mind. Sorry. I'll hand in my caster badge. Sorry, everybody. So, you know, that again, the base was taken out finally, but you know, how good is this really, right? I mean, this is okay, here we go.
Oh, this one's a little bit better, I would say.
Yeah,
looks like he'll pull most of the drones, though.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be 2 neglected that we're mining in the gas. But now I feel, well, it just seems to me like Terran is going to get that upper left spot, no problem, but then Zerg gets to have all of the lower right. And then we're going to end up in the same scenarios we had in the upper left.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
Well, this is turning into quite an epic game, but it's Eternal Empire. This is kind of what we expect from the map at this point. TaeJa has that top left base, which I think is a really important thing to mention. And like, if there's a base that can be taken out, it's actually that one in the top left.
Yeah.
If Rogue just moved his army up there, he definitely could kill it. But if you get out of position like that, you might lose your bases as well. And TaeJa's been very good at making calls on when to move around the map.
Now, unlike the situation which mirrors in some ways what we had, the situation we have here mirrors what was in the upper left, there's a lot more ghosts. So there's a more mobile way to pick off ranged units here. Oh my god, these blinding clouds are just incredible.
Oh my god, just green everywhere here. Does have to eventually back up though. TaeJa keeps a big, strong army.
Yeah, the ghosts really allow you to dive back into a fight with the range, right? I mean, siege tanks are strong and the splash is devastating, but the ghosts allow you to pick off very specific units. Even Hydras in this case, it's fine.
Anything. It's not that expensive a spell.
No.
Picks off another hatchery here. Several drones dying as well.
I think he'll actually slip into the bottom right. There's nothing over here to defend.
He can't save that.
No, he can't.
But maybe he can kill everything else in the meantime.
There are no Overseers here.
Oh.
So these cloaked ghosts are just going to destroy so many veins.
Wow, they did some serious work there.
That's crazy. And then they're going to get away for these Marines and Marauders to buffer here. By the way, the bottom right hatch was taken out. I actually think that Rogue is going to die.
Yeah.
This appears to be...
Absolutely tasteless. He has, like, nothing left.
Yeah.
This is... Like, that's his base that has the most minerals. This one we're looking at right here. It's got almost nothing. His income is gone.
The GG TaeJa wins again. TaeJa now 3